I'm good. Good evening.
Good evening.
Well, thank you so much for coming to our very last session of the Kittitas Valley Math Circle. We are excited to take and share with you some of the math and art we have created over the last 5 weeks. It has been quite the adventure. There's been some days that have been a little bit more frustrating and some days that have been a little bit more fun for each person that's come. So today might have been one of the more frustrating days, but we hope that everyone still had a good time, and we have lots of more paper and instructions that are going home with everyone. So there we go. So to get started, what we did 5 weeks ago now is we started looking at spirograph sequence patterns. We asked the question, if I make a list of numbers and start going around in a circle following that list, whether it's going up 5, over 2, down 3, the other direction 4, in fact up 6, and just continuing that pattern, we started to ask ourselves questions like, will the pattern ever end? Do we always end up back at the start? And for a lot of the numbers we did. But if we have 4 numbers in our sequence, we don't. And sometimes other students ask questions like, what happens if we go on a diagonal? Or what happens if you repeat numbers? These were all the sorts of things that we explored. And we had lots and lots of fun doing it. If you look in the middle, we have an example of a set of students that had a number sequence that wasn't ending. It just kept going and going and going. It was growing. Over on the side, we have an example for the 4th, 5th, and 6th grade class when they started to try to go diagonally. We had all sorts of fun adventures there. The next week, we explored pi. We started off by just trying to figure out what this number is, this symbol. We measured some circles. We actually measured ourselves as circles. And we found out no matter what we do, if we look at the ratio of the circumference, or the distance around the circle, and the distance across the circle, the diameter, it was always around the same number. It was always about 3.14. And we introduced this idea of pi, this number that never ends.
It starts with 3 and ends with 3.
And we started to take and figure out what would happen if we tried to represent just a little bit of this number. And this is where we got. This is our 1,000 digits of pi. It is kind of blurry. This is what happens when you make cell phone videos. So we're looking for ourselves. What you see in each one of these little pictures is 19 digits of pi. And we got them all in the right order, we think. And the students were taking and trying to graph their 19 digits of pi, while also taking and making little cityscapes, little visions of what sort of math city we might create. We're almost there. We're almost there. I know it gets a little bit seasick towards the end, but we want to make sure everyone gets a chance to see themselves. And towards the end, we started to notice there's a lot of 9s, a lot of 0s. And we wanted to make sure, even though we were able to represent about 1,000 digits of pi here, that doesn't mean that it ends, it just keeps going.
I chose to be exactly the ones that they're still finding. I'm a range.
It's the most that we've ever seen, that's for sure. So a round of applause for that. After that, we came back the next week and we did something a little bit different. We had this crazy idea to ask what happens if we put together a circle or using a compass with this idea of Fibonacci numbers. We got the platypus picture, which I really love. And so we started to take and paint Fibonacci paintings. And we had all sorts of really cool products. So this is everyone's pictures. This is the second and third grade room. So some of the other pictures we got, that's all we had for that particular week. But next week we did tessellations. And students actually made their own tile. And this is some of the results.
Oh, that's easy. I wasn't there. No one was there. There's me.
There's me. There's me.
Oh, wow. Oh my God.
One of the things that the 4th, 5th, and 6th graders did is they went by and they gave everyone compliments on their art. And then we ended up this week doing origami. So we can look at the arts throughout the room. We're holding it up right here. We got it. Here are a couple extras. So hopefully you just had as much fun as we did.